And so the one thing that I would offer today as we approach this idea of flow is that our awareness of our eternal nature, okay, the core of the spiritual consciousness is that we are not a body, we are not a person. Our body and person are used as communication devices by the true nature that we are representatives of eternity. So as eternal beings, for example, we don't have any anxiety about time because time isn't something that limits us. We are fully aware of our relationship with eternity. And as ambassadors of eternity, we speak from that place of knowledge, from that place of calm, because all things are fully present. What appears in the space-time world as past and future has no application. It's a limited perspective on reality. So coming from reality, which embraces all of past, all of future, it's all present in the oneness, in the wholeness of eternity, we can take a much different approach to the world and the appearance of how things play out in time. So again, flow is our ability to move gracefully, to walk, as I say, empty as a cat, gracefully, without anxiety, without the need to, again, either hold on to old structures, right, representative of the tribal mind that would try to hold on to existing structures for a sense of safety, or the egoic mind, which strives for a better future. The tribal mind is anchored in the past. The egoic mind is fixated on a future. The spiritual mind sits in the eternal now and has no need to either hold on to or strive for. And so we're learning this thing I mentioned, the principle yesterday of Wu Wei. This is the Taoist, the name for non-striving action. Okay, we're fully present, we're fully involved in life, but in a truly different way than we typically see in the world. We have an emotional state which, again, begins at this level of acceptance, but ideally pretty much vibrates regularly at the level of appreciation or gratitude, because we know, again, what the world is for. The world is for our participation. The world is for our function. We don't need to get something from the world. The world exists for us to give to bring our gift to our daily lives. And so everything changes, everything shifts. And this idea of flow, again, we've heard it mentioned many times using the metaphor of the river, and not grabbing onto the banks, just our ability to flow with the current as it is. It is very important for us to spend time in our meditation, using water as a teacher, and we can identify different ways in which water operates. But whether you're talking about a lake or a river or the ocean, there's always the element of flow, or the principle of flow, at work. And so it's very comforting, again, because what we're experiencing, if we sit by the water, we're experiencing this principle, which is, again, the principle is calling to that same principle within us. It's informing the principle within us. It's okay. Flow. It's okay. Let go. Allow what is to be, and understand that your level of comfort, your confidence comes from your knowledge, your awareness of eternity, and again, your function as a bridge between eternity and this space-time world. So many things become clear, things become easier. It's easy to accomplish. I've found in my practice much easier to accomplish great things when there's not an element of striving. There's not an element of, oh, this I need to do this. I want to do this. It's literally just a daily practice of doing without, this mental idea, this construct of what the doing is for. The doing is simply for the doing. It's just this idea of our beingness manifesting in the physical world, which is what we would call doing. We're doing something. Our body is doing something. Our person is doing something. There's activity. And it might look like work, it might look like play. And in the end, there's literally no difference. It's just how the world might define things as productivity or not. But again, doing for its own sake is joyful. Doing for its own sake is more like play than work. And I spent 6 months this past year building a stone cottage, and it was a lot of work. But what it felt like to me was a daily activity of play with stone and concrete and wood and alongside the creek and whatever, something manifested as a result of all of that doing, which I find very delightful. But it wasn't for any reason. It wasn't like, oh, there's an idea I might have had in my mind from time to time, which was certainly tribal or egoic, that had to do with my desire to have some private space. There's always a story that these other aspects of our mind will seek to tell. But at the end of the day, what we want to learn together and practice together is a level of being that is beyond the stories that are evidence, again, of our tribal and egoic conditioning. There's a way that we are learning to be together in this world that is truly a happy dance. It's something that I speak quite often about enthusiasm, that when we're truly in our full awareness of our function and reality, that there's a joyful presence. It's really quite quite the thing. So yeah, it's really important for me to spend some time with you each morning now, those that are interested in this OASIS experience. And again, I want to emphasize that it is literally the experience that will teach us, that we will experientially understand our energetic function as we practice it, it'll just, the pieces will come together and we'll have this awakening in pieces as we go that keep reinforcing the new reality that is a new earth.